Welcome back. Incoming college freshmen could end up paying $5,000 more for the very same student loans that their older siblings have if Congress doesn't stop interest rates from doubling. Now, if you feel like you've heard the warning before, you're probably right. We've had the very same warnings that we talked about last year on this show at this same time. But now, with the presidential election behind us and mandatory budget cuts taking place, making a deal before the July 1st deadline could even be that more difficult. If there is no deal, like I said, interest rates could double. Students and parents take note, rate hike only hits students taking out new subsidized loans. Non-subsidized loans not expected to change, nor are loans taken from commercial lenders. But with more and more kids relying on loans to pay for college, this could prove very, very problematic. Take a look at some of the numbers. Student loan debt now tops $1 trillion, and about 2/3 of students, they're graduating with loans exceeding $25,000. Meanwhile, cost of college, it keeps increasing. College tuition and fees increased more than 1,000% since records began back in '78. That increase way outpaces inflation, the things like consumer goods and medical expenses. All right, joining us now to explain this and put a face on is Dennis Craig. Dennis is the Vice President of Enrollment and Management and Integrated Marketing at SUNY Purchase. Dennis, thank you very much. And SUNY, one of the few remaining good bargains when it comes to college. But how scared are you about what happens in July if Congress doesn't get their act together?
I don't know if scared is the right word. I think that my anxiety comes from the fear factor that this creates. Students and parents already have a lot of unhealthy anxiety about paying for college as it is. And I think
deserved, right?
Just entirely deserved. They're looking at an unstable economy. They're looking at prospects after graduation not being as good as perhaps they were for their parents' generation. And everyone knows that college costs are going up. So I think my concern is that when students and parents have to live in an environment of fear, they often make very bad decisions. Sometimes they decide to stop out of college to save up more money.
And they go to like community college, or they go in the workforce, or whatever else, right?
One of many options, but I think the most destructive option sometimes is going part-time and lengthening the amount of time it takes to earn the degree, because it's very difficult, I think, with all this fear and all these decisions that need to be made, to look into the future and realize that you're postponing future earnings at a higher rate.
But Dennis, let me ask you, when a kid comes in and he's staring at the number, 25 grand, 50 grand, more than that in debt when they get out, I imagine philosophy isn't as attractive as a major as maybe it was before. Even English is a major or whatever. Kids are now saying, I got to do something so when I get out I can be employed, even if it's not what I want to do, just so that I can start paying off my debt.
Absolutely. You are seeing students and parents pushing for more practical decisions. Much more of a connection nowadays to the relationship between someone's major and getting a good, stable job. So that's already happening. That's been happening for a few years. I think that there's more of a healthy balance in planning for the future than there was when the economy was bad. Maybe that's one positive to take out of it. But I think somewhere along the way, we lost the idea that college, in many instances, the type of liberal arts education that you can get that's a little bit more broader based, it's a license for an entry-level job in a management position.
Right. And only just because we went so heavy on some stuff, I don't have a lot of time, but are we to the point where we're already pricing kids out of college?
I think we're getting there. I think we're restricting access and choice because different institutions have different tuition rates. At Purchase, if you just look at tuition, it's about $5,500, $5,600 a year. But I do think that it's restricting options. It's encouraging more students to not have a full-fledged experience.
Yep.
Maybe go part-time, commute, take longer to earn the degree. And those are all things that are less than ideal.
Obviously, I think there's unanimity. We hope Congress gets their act together on a lot of things, but among other things, that in July they don't put an additional burden on these kids with enough on their plate. Dennis, I wish we had more time. We're going to have you back and talk more about this issue. Lord knows, a lot of parents and kids here with a lot of questions. I want to thank everybody. Guys, thank you very much here. We come to a break. When we come back, we're going to hear from Sean Patrick Maloney, the congressman from the Hudson Valley. Spoke to him earlier today. He sounds off on gun control and how the sequester is not only real, but it's impacting real people at home. They'll tell us what's going on at West Point. Stay with us.